What's up, you guys? It's Jasmine Raya, and we are back with another episode of I Can't Make This Up. And on today's episode of I Can't Make This Up, we're going to be talking about this last episode of Baddies East. So let's get into it. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. It's a free way to support the channel, let YouTube know that we are here as a community, as well as subscribing to the channel, you guys, if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so that you can get notified when I post more videos like these. So let's go ahead and get into this last episode, honey. Okay, so let's get into it. So they start off on this first scene on this episode where they back at, still at the restaurant. Last we left off, Suki and Rollie were, arguing it down. And then we saw that they got into the fight, but they had skipped over the fight and put it to this episode. So now we start off with the fight. The thing is, Suki and Rollie going back and forth. And I watched this part like 2 or 3 times. I watched this section like 2 or 3 times because I was really trying to figure out where this stuff was coming from. So Rollie is like on her bully, and she like, yeah, I'll bat you into the wall. E.T. does what she does. Sapphire doesn't jump in. Whoop-de-whoop, right? My real gag is let's back up a little piece. And I'm going to keep it a bean and a buck. I kept having to go back to the fight because I'm like, why would Suki be talking so hard if she didn't feel like she did something, right? And I know the talk that she talking. So let's get into it. Rollie is one of them big girls that's on her bully all the time. I really know where it comes from. Where it comes from is unacceptance. It comes from people not really wanting to mess with you, so you giving them a reason to mess with you by either defending them or showing them that you're not to be played with. It comes from insecurities, so you don't have the same approach as women who may not have the same insecurities. So, and I say that lightly because obviously every woman has different insecurities about themselves. You might think you too big. Somebody might think they too big and y'all two different sizes. Or they may think they too small and whatever the case is, but you get what I'm saying. So I do feel like Rollie and Suki was a lot of misplaced anger. And I feel like, and this is just my opinion, that Rollie didn't really have a real reason to be mad with Suki, because what Suki started off saying in the last episode was not wrong. She was saying that y'all are bullying people, and I don't like bullies. Rollie proceeds to explain why this bullying is necessary and bully Suki. And Suki felt attacked and bullied, and she exploded. So again, a lot of people like, oh, she shouldn't have been if she ain't wanna. No, I don't have to bow down to you just because you big. I don't have to listen to what you say, abide by your rules, go with what you say, go with your drift just because you're big. Because other than that, there is nothing that makes you valid. And I'm just keeping it a beat in the buck. Other than being big, whether it's on the positive or negative side, whether it's on the she's a beautiful BBW or she's a bit, what Suki called her. Because I don't even like to do that to people. To be honest, we women, you know what I'm saying? I ain't like the name calling. I didn't like the going back and forth. I didn't like the, oh, your P look like this. I didn't like the, your son ugly. I didn't like how low they were going. They were going to hell. But can I say something? Suki was attacked, and I maintain that. So let's get back into why I rewinded it so many times. I say, why is Suki talking so hard like she really did the shit, and Rollie talking so hard like she really did the shit? Because, y'all, the clip is almost like someone in her contract, she's like, y'all, do not put the whole clip in there or something because the clip was so quick. I'm like, why we didn't really see the fight? Like, what's tea? But when I did rewind back to the part that they showed, you say what you want, y'all. Suki didn't get beat up. Rollie is a huge girl compared to Suki. Rollie is a huge girl compared to a lot of people. That's not fair. That's like putting a pit bull in the ring with a bear and thinking that just because the pit bull is a master at what he does, he's going to be able to take on something that's like 4 or 5 times his size. That's not cool. Did y'all see how Rollie was waddling down those stairs like a Medea? How old is Rollie? Y'all seen her waddling down those stairs. Ooh, girl. Because that's what you get when you... Girl, really stop bullying people. So it's really getting on my nerves that I had to go. It was getting on my nerves so bad that I had to go back and watch it. Because she like, I just done you up and da-da-da-da. You talking like da-da-da-da. I say, why is she talking like this? I go back. Suki was swinging them. Suki was swinging them. And yes, if she's a bold, she's a lot of weight, y'all. That's a lot of weight to be pushed up against somebody immediately. And in the midst of all those dudes sitting there trying to act like they want to break it up but really want to see it. So just putting other people into the mix. Clumsy people, because they're not really grabbing. They can't really grab Rollie because they don't have nobody big enough to do that. So that's why she really get away with a lot of stuff. That's why they be like, put them 2 bulls right there in the ring and let them go, because we can't do this. When her and Biggie was like, yeah, y'all gonna have to do this one now. We can't do this. So again, I do think that from the clip that I just seen, Suki did not win, but she did not lose. And I'm going to maintain that. And I don't give Rollie the credit that she want for trying to say she beat up Suki, because no, sorry. You a big old girl compared to Suki. Not only did she get out there, but you did not win that one. You ain't beat her ass. You ain't beat her ass. I ain't see no blood. I ain't see no swollen lips. I ain't see no black eyes. Yeah, wig was gone, but your wig was gone too. Your little sew in the back. And if I'm really being 100% honest, y'all, the only thing that saved Rollie was the fact that she had on a frontal with braids. So I'm pretty sure the braids all attached to the stuff, so she could. Man, I'm looking like how Rollie got more edges than Suki in this situation. And we being realistic. Like, be realistic, y'all. So yeah. I did notice that frontal with the braids saved Rollie from looking a pickle, but I will say she did not beat Suki the way that she put on. She won by default. She put her weight on her, which you're supposed to do. I would expect you to do. And she fouled in. I'm not saying that Rollie can't fight, but I'm not saying that Suki can't fight. I'm not saying that Suki lost. I'm saying it was a draw, if you ask me. So now we get into the next scene. Now this next scene is where they outside of the sprinters, because they like, let's go. So while they outside of the sprinters, Suki is kind of going in and still. I told y'all before they went outside, I ain't like how the insults were flaring. So I'm glad they got out of there, because Suki went to calling the girl's son ugly. I don't condone that. I never even seen Rollie's son, and I don't even intend to go looking for him because he's a child. But I will say that was out of bounds. But I will say that Rollie went so low immediately. To say that girl Kuda Cat stink, how would you know? How would you know? You've been that close to her to know if her cuckoo pot stink. And if you feel like her cuckoo pot stink from being that close to her, that means everybody else would have to think that same thing. And then on the way to thinking that her cuckoo pot was stinking, they would have to listen to who is telling me, and smells will still be going on, and you don't think they'll smell yours. I'm just saying we got to allow women to be women. Okay, Suki did OnlyFans. Mariah, what you pulling it up in the truck for? The way she went investigative and found it, it's like she already knew where to go to look for it. Y'all doing something. The girl got paid for it. Who paid for you? My real gag is, and I'm going to keep it a beat in the butt. Because it's easy to attack people when it's something different, or it's easy to attack a person when it's something that you wouldn't do. And whole time there's things that you do that they wouldn't do. You see what I'm saying? Be for real, man. So this whole little situation was messy. It was petty. It was unnecessary. So let's get on Sapphire. I feel like I'm in between with Sapphire because I have a friend that, baby, she is not going to, if it look like I'm holding my own, she's going to let it be. Because grown people do grown people stuff. You know what I'm saying, y'all? And this just on being real. On being real. On being real, she would analyze the situation and she would be like, this is not a need for me to get up or say anything, but she is on go if she need to be. That's what my friend would do. Sapphire did not do that in this situation. And I like Sapphire. I got the chance to meet Suki and Sapphire. I told y'all on the Love and Hip Hop Miami set. And I also met Sapphire, I think, the night before at Booby Trap when I was with Keita. So I like Sapphire. Shout out to Sniper Gang. But I like Sapphire. I like Suki, okay? But I have to call a spade a spade. Sapphire, in this moment, I'm going to just be honest, y'all, because I don't want to even do the, because we all know she should have jumped in. But I can also, sit and think about why she didn't. I think, like Rollie said, Sapphire's tired of being treated like a lapdog. Sapphire's trying to find her identity. These two girls she did not want to have to fight because she believes in the house A and the house B hype. And at that rate, can you blame her when her identity has been in your shadow? You see what I'm saying? You can't. How would you feel if it was you and you don't know how it would feel because you always in the limelight? So I need a chance to have friends other than you. That's probably what Sapphire was feeling in that moment. I don't want to beef with everybody because you just came in here and started something and you don't necessarily know what's really going on because you don't always be here or you don't even be here as much as I be here. That's how I feel like Sapphire was feeling. Now, can I say something? E.T. throwing that water. When I tell y'all, there is something about E.T. that I just can't stand. She says she's like the petty. That's not what you think it is, Miss Mamas. That's not cute. It's not funny. It's not cool to exert that hate that y'all have from inward all the way outward. Again, it is weird to me that Natalie even really rolled with Rollie and E.T. Because they are spiteful spirits from inside because they unhappy with themselves. So whatever they unhappy, because they so sad and spiteful in the first place, they take it out on other people. That's their kryptonite. That's what keeps them going. That's what allows them to feel big. If they can beat down whoever makes them feel obsolete. And the craziest thing is, I'm not saying that people don't try them. I ain't never said nobody don't try Rollie, nobody don't try E.T. But I feel like even when E.T. was fighting T, what did this girl really do to you besides just sit there and look pretty? Be for real. And I don't even think I'm not even saying T is a bad bitch. I'm just saying, she just sitting there being herself. She must got something that you want. Maybe her demeanor, something that you want. You can't have it, so you going to beat it out of her. What? I just don't be getting that. So, again, when E.T. threw the water on Suki, it grinded my gears because you first of all, you soft. Because throwing water is I don't know how to explain. It really just gives, a nuisance. You're the type of person that a bitch of how they little sister just dog your ass every time they see your ass. My little sister that's on go, dog your ass, dog your ass, dog your ass. Every time we see you because you're so, you just jump into people's stuff. You want to be seen. You want camera time. You want attention. Again, I know Rollie your friend. And she probably way more your friend on the back end. Again, we know about the wigs. But what I'm really saying is, what did Suki do to you? Suki said something to you because you was disrespectful. You can't take constructive criticism. Instead, you get upset. Rollie too, because Rollie is arguing against the fact that Suki said it's not okay to bully. So Suki says it's not okay to bully. Rollie gets upset in an uproar and proceeds to bully Suki, thinking that she was going to be scared and back down. So again, I commend Suki for holding her own, holding her weight, and it was a draw, if you ask me, because when I went back and slowed it down, Suki was throwing punches. On top of throwing punches, she was getting it in. She was getting it in, point blank, period. So let's get into this next scene. Again, we now they go to leave. All right, so now they outside waiting for, to go home. They waiting for their sprinters to pull up or whatever. Sapphire out there looking at Suki talk, and Suki kind of throwing shade and subliminal light. But it wasn't really subliminal, because she was at first throwing a little shade and subliminal. But then she was like, and I don't like that girl threw water in my face and my friend ain't do nothing. Like, my friend didn't even help. She didn't jump in. She didn't go threaten the bitch. Did you at least pinch the bitch? Like, dang. So, yeah, long story short, that wasn't cool, Sapphire. Not cool. She get on the bus. Bobby cuss her out. She get mad. She go back to the other bus, call Bobby a C-head. And, I mean, if it's that obvious that a C-head can tell, then we got bigger issues, Like, why would you sell him out like that? Like, I get it, y'all. I must be a different type of person. I'm a Scorpio, but I'm a November Scorpio. Suki, a October Scorpio. So I do want to throw that out. I am a Scorpio, but I'm a November Scorpio. And one of the things about me is when it come down to the come down for real, like, I understand trying to hurt people. I get it. But why so mean-spirited and so low when you don't want someone to go that low or mean-spirited about you? Like, if we gonna run this, let's run this, because I really will go to hell just to get even with you. Like, that's what we'll do. But at the end of the day, I don't want to be doing all that. And I feel some type of way. Like I said, I feel some type of way about Suki saying what she said about Rollie son, because that was the lowest bar. That baby, no matter how he look, again, I don't even know how he look. I'm not going to look for it, because I am not that type of person. That's not cool. You don't talk about people's kids. You don't talk about what they spawned out. You don't talk about what they take care of. You don't talk about the stuff that they live for, because now you playing in my face. But I do feel like when you come for a Scorpio, you can't be surprised what you get in return, okay? So let's go ahead. Fast forward. Now they back at the house. The girls in House B, they seem to be getting along a lot better because Smiley is not there, which is funny, y'all. It's only funny really because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not saying that Smiley disrupted the peace, but I'm just like, I really never seen them cook and actually get into the vibes of what they were doing, and the fact that they were doing it here because Smiley wasn't there, and that's what they said. It spoke volumes. So it was nice to see the girls parlaying. It was nice to see Biggie out there parlaying as well, because again, she always in some rah-rah, like a Dungeon Dragon with the other girls from House A. So just knowing she good with her girls, that was cool. Anna not feeling Smiley at all. Sky happy to be here, so it was a good vibe. Now you go back to House A and they having their little powwow. And it's lame because it's only like 4 people there. You got Rollie, you got Mariah, you got Natalie, and you got Sapphire, which is crazy because this not how the lineup began. Mariah been wanting Scotty's spot, it really looked like. She been wanting to be Natalie's best friend for a long time. On top of that, Rollie, you could tell I get peaks of a real one when I listen to Rollie, because she got Mariah together based off of Mariah trying to talk about what Suki was saying. Rollie was like, she was telling the truth, because technically you shouldn't be involved in what doesn't have to do with you, especially when it comes to 2 friends, because they could be friends tomorrow. Why you boosting it up? Like, don't, you shouldn't even want to see them break up like that, so you tripping. So that was like a real move, and Sapphire was sitting over there looking all sad. And I get it, because she came in with Suki, that's her friend. Like, don't nobody want to lose their friend. I don't know what to say about Sapphire, y'all. As much as I hear what y'all saying, and I'm going to keep it a beat in the butt, man, My interaction with Sapphire was a nice, soft-spoken woman. And what I mean when I say that, woman to woman, when women meet women, a lot of the times other women can be catty towards other women. They can make them feel obsolete. They can make them feel like, oh, you don't have this or that on. Your hair is not like this or da. No, Suki and Sapphire, their whole journey has been about appreciating other women no matter where they at in their journey. Not gonna say Suki ain't never picked on nobody. Not gonna say they ain't never, been rude and mean and had to knock a few bitches out. But again, whenever it come on them, they really just be holding their ground. So Sapphire, I have to say, I would give her another chance because it was a sticky situation. My girl wants her own identity. And when you really look at it, can you really be mad at somebody for that? Can you really be mad at somebody for not wanting to get their wig ripped off tonight or wanting to get into something like you came in here all riled up? And that's from their point of view. Because again, I see where Suki coming from 100 times. Like, I'm going to stand on what I said. Y'all don't agree. I get it, but who gonna check me? Oh, you think you gonna check me? Then what's up? So that's where Suki was coming from. But in reality, Sapphire wasn't on that. So, she over there looking all sad as they discussing this, y'all. So let's get into the next scene. And just to back up just a little bit, y'all, because E.T. did come into the scene and Sapphire explained a little bit more that basically she didn't want to go to bat for Suki because she was taking up for Smiley at the time. And she don't mess with Smiley. So she's not going to help you fight a person that she don't mess with battles. But, and Sapphire's like, oh, every time I'm getting into it, it's with a that I don't with. And the real thing is, it's not about that. It's about who disrespecting your friend at this time, Sapphire. So now in the next scene, y'all, I don't know why I just got a hankering for a fish fillet, y'all. And here's the gag. I never had a fish fillet. I don't eat fish. I'm allergic to seafood, like shellfish. So I don't eat fish either. Because I'll be like, yeah, all the fishy stuff, you can leave it. But I don't know why I just wanted, like, a fish fillet. I don't know if it's because all this fish talk about, I don't know. But any hoopers, y'all. So now you got Suki and Sapphire talking. They sit down and have they big one. The thing is, Suki expresses how she's hurt. Sapphire at first kind of comes in on defense like she did have her back. And I'm sorry if I made you feel like this and whoop de whoop, So they got through that little struggle and finally kind of broke down to Sapphire admitting that she was wrong. And Suki, like, just letting her know, like, whether you was scared or not, like, you was just supposed to come through. Like, come windmill, man, do something, like, something. We're arguing. Why am I even arguing with these girls like this? Like, even when it comes down to the insults, because you supposed to be on their head to let them know that this already gonna be we already coming together. So I 100% get where Suki coming from. Again, I feel for Sapphire. Even after this conversation, I still feel the same way because Sapphire, I just, to the bottom of me, y'all, is something telling me Sapphire not no bad person on the inside. And when I know Sapphire not like an insecure person to where she make other people feel bad about themselves in order to make herself feel good. She don't walk around and do that. So because of that, I can tell that her stagnancy or her like hesitance was more out of thought process than anything else. Again, we got to go back to the fact that probably in Suki contract, it is like Rollie was saying, no fighting. So she don't want to see them get into it. And she doggone sure don't want to see you get into it with no big old girl. And she don't want to be a part of it. So it's like, I get it. I'm glad Sapphire apologized. I really am. Because at the end of the day, that's what a woman is about. Again, I can clearly get people being human and make a mistake. I will never say that somebody's going to be perfect 100% of the time. And I was thinking about this. I'm like, even in me, because I seen Natalie say it never fails. The baddies situation separates best friends. I'm like, yeah, me and my best friend don't need to go in there because I don't even want to be tested like that. Because to be honest, I would probably always be on my best friend's side. Like, yep, she right. Sorry. Oh, what? Y'all think she did me wrong? Sorry, y'all just gonna have to be mad at me hanging out with somebody that y'all think did me wrong because this is my bestie. Like, unfortunately, I don't know how to put it. So it's like, I'm glad Sapphire did apologize, and I'm glad that it's getting to them actually being able to talk. But what I will say, y'all, because I had to pause it real quick, because Suki's sitting there and she is telling Sapphire business on a sneak tip. And I know that Suki hurt. And I know that this makes for good TV. But there are some things that are like out of bounds. Those things that I didn't tell everybody should definitely be out of bounds. Those things that not everybody already knows, those should be out of bounds. Especially for best friends. Because other people shouldn't know that you get your car repoed. Other people shouldn't know that the dude be beating your behind now. And I come to your rescue. Or when you got your car repoed, I paid it. Or whatever the case. That's flawed to me. That was flawed. As a Scorpio, though, I get where Suki was coming from with it. I'm a Scorpio, so I know what it was. It was a Scorpio sting. It was one of those things to remind you what it really is, why it's important, why I'm hollering and screaming like this, you know? But I do feel like it was very messy for her to mention, oh, when your car was getting repoed, when the nigga was whooping on you. Like, okay, girl. And I could see the hurt in Sapphire's face. Like, she was kind of surprised that Suki would say it, but she held her composure because this is what she signed up for. You see what I'm saying? So they learning a lot about each other, which I hate situations like this. It do put you at that tip of where you got to learn a lot about each other. And I'm not saying I hate it like, oh, I just want everybody to be fake for the rest of their life. But nah, I just feel like it's certain things I don't even want to be tested by, you know? Like, I don't even want to be tested by certain things at this point. So, let's get into it. So, Sapphire's like, look, I let my relationship that I built with them get in between what I built with you. And Suki like, I just can't understand how you can't slide for me, but they can slide for each other on me. And I felt that. Like, you allowing them to do their big one on me, when we could do our big one on them. And at that rate, it's like, how do you really feel about me, baby? Do you want to see me humbled too or something? Were you just waiting for the people that you thought was cool enough to be able to humble me? What's tea? Again, Sapphire's like, oh, I thought holding my friend back was the best thing to do that night. I don't know. I'm kind of seeing what Suki is saying. I'm kind of seeing what she's saying. But one thing I will say is I am really trucking with this accountability that Sapphire has. Because at the end of the day, it goes over way smoother if you just accept what you did wrong so we can move forward. Because just because you did something wrong doesn't make you the most horrible person in the world. It's when people try to deny that they even ever did anything wrong and beat you getting mad when they wronged you. So the fact that she not beating Suki getting mad at anything at this point, that speaks volumes. And I do love their friendship. Suki mentioned an important thing, which is also something that the other girls mentioned in House B. The fact that at the end of the day, Natalie and Scotty can't really be friends if they took it as far as they did. Because one thing about Suki and Sapphire, they never actually fought. And I will tell you that. Like, I've been close to fighting people that used to be my best friend and stuff like that. I remember one girl that I really was cool with. We fought for real. And all of that. We literally only fought once, but it was one of those things that at the end of the day, y'all, if you really don't want to disrespect somebody that you love, you don't. Everything in your might, everything in your power, you try. You be like, ooh, you making me want to beat your ass right now, but ooh, you making me want to hit you right now, but ooh. But you just not gonna do it. So you can see that the tension was very high because Sapphire, again, with her being taller than Suki, I hate when people like tower over you and think that they on a bully, like that looking down and talking and like a Dungeon Dragon. Like, baby, get up off. Like, what are you doing? So, and again, like Suki said, she was embarrassed. That is embarrassing because at the end of the day, I have to sit here and go through this in front of these girls that don't like me with somebody that's supposed to like me. I brought it to the house, but now this person done switched sides. Like, how does this look? So I definitely get what Suki meant when she said she was embarrassed. So going into this next clip, y'all, you got Scotty meeting up with Natalie so that they could talk after they done had this chaotic night at the restaurant. Now remember, y'all, originally Natalie's supposed to be mad at Scotty because Scotty got 2 plates. But y'all know in the last 2 weeks, on the last week, I'm talking about 2 weeks, but in the last week between last episode and this episode, y'all, they done exposed so much. Like, I was going to put it up, but oh my God, I got sick. I don't know what's going around, the COVID or whatever, but y'all messed around. Scotty got her food. She ordered her food, and apparently she got her food first. And not only did she get her food first, but both plates of whatever she ordered came out first before all the other girls got it in. Scotty proceeded to eat so she could probably have hot food, Natalie gets irate, sell the girl out. They start fighting. But in the meantime, between time, they done exposed that really Natalie could be really upset because y'all know it's been exposed that Scotty and Anna was sleeping with Lemmy, allegedly, by Stunner Girl that used to be on Baddies. Stunner Girl went and bust the can of biscuits wide open, telling everybody that doggone Lemmy gave Anna chlamydia allegedly. And that Stunner found out from one of Anna's close friends allegedly. And she went and she told Scotty just to keep her up on game as a homegirl. Because another thing is hot dicks. It's not cute. Like, you do not want it around your cootie cat. So I can get it. As a friend, if I know a nigga burning, yeah, baby, I got to say something. So, again, even if it wasn't true, it's what was told to Stunner. And as a friend, Stunner was stepping down because I want your cooch to be okay. I know you mess with this man. I want your cooch to be okay. So, it was really revealed that Lemmy was messing with Anna and Scotty all in one swipe. And even though Lemmy came back and like tried to make it seem like it was a Stunner Girl problem, like, it was evidence in those text messages that had nothing to do with the character or whatever Stunner was trying to get out of it. Because if somebody's concerned about having an STD, it's because they are having S with you. Do you get what I'm saying? So all type of dots were placed together without her having to even really do much. She messy, yeah, but I don't think that means that she wasn't telling the truth. Now, again, I don't like Stunner because of what she did to my homegirl, Kat. Shout out to Kat, baby, the baddest in the land. I don't play when it comes out of my friends. I told y'all that. When it comes out of my friends, it's forget you first, ask questions later. So until my homegirl say her and Stunner is cool, I don't condone it. That's really why I didn't do the story the other day, because forget her. But I will say it like this. She did expose her little messiness. She exposed that. She don't always tell the truth, but she was telling the truth about that. Now, boom. Messed around. Let's get back on subject. Y'all, Scotty done went in the room with Nat so that she can actually talk to her. But Scotty done came in there with her shoes off, which I love that for her. Because she said, you're not going to catch me off guard no more. And in the middle of Natalie talking and like turning up, telling her she disrespectful, Scotty swang on her. Bloop. She said, did that. Mind you, Natalie got a little bit of it. Like when they got in the bathroom, she started to like try to toss her around a little bit. But did anybody peep Lemmy going to help Scotty with the body? Lemmy got his face blurred out like don't nobody know that's him. Y'all, Lemmy literally was in the room. Why? 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 Am I missing something? Like, as the executive producer, are you in the scenes over at House B with Anna them? Like, are you in that close proximity? Or am I missing something? Like, I get the executive producer. I get it. I get it to an extent. But to be that close in proximity means personal interest, if you ask me. And I know the personal interest was not in Natalie. Because that would mean that Lenny should be there for the most part when Sapphire then was talking over there by the water with Natalie and Mariah and Rollie. I'm pretty sure Lenny was still wherever Scotty was. So I just want to point that out. That she had to get off in front of her man. And he probably loved to see it. Weird stuff. Okay. Natalie, she understood. She was like, yeah, I didn't even expect her to do that. So, I get it. I get it, y'all. Let's continue. Again, y'all, the argument is so petty. After they done fighting, she goes to still try to explain why she's upset. And she's talking about plates. And I'm not trying to be funny, but are we kids here? So you're going to fight me because they were going to be mad because I got my plate first. They will get over it. It's a restaurant. Stuff like that happens sometimes. These people at this restaurant don't know me. Point out what you really trying to point out and be for real. You're trying to say that I got my plate first because I'm messing with Lemmy. That's what you're trying to say in so many words. You're saying I feel entitled for the last few weeks because I've been messing with Lemmy for the last few weeks. That's what you're trying to say. Be funny. Be for real. Be for real, man. All right, so, just to end it off, they go to the club. Suki get in there and she like, I'm not really messing with these girls. They do vibe out a little bit. E.T. in the corner looking mad. Sapphire looking sad because her and Suki didn't come together, the girls. Scotty and Suki came together because it was like revenge of the best friends child. But towards the end, you got next episode, they going to the little river where you get the massages on the little water rafts. And long story short, Mariah seems to get in a fight with Sapphire, which is peculiar because now she could go against Mariah. It's like Sapphire can go against the white girls for some reason. So we're going to keep an eye on this. But I will say Suki was hurt this episode. Suki was hurt this episode, and I side with Suki because what she was saying initially was not wrong, and she was standing on what she was saying. And she held her own with that fight. Even though Rollie is bigger than her, she did not lose. Like, Suki was throwing hands as much as she could. And, like, she was really hitting. She was really connecting. So, yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Again, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I do more videos like these. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, share with your friends, and just let YouTube know that we are here, guys. It's a free way to support the channel. In the meantime, between time, thank you so much for tapping in. Bye.